That was Erica Badu. Next lifetime, maybe next lifetime, Martin Luther King will be afforded the dignity and decency he's always deserved. It's interesting because some of the very people now who are quoting Martin Luther King were so against him having a holiday. I remember Arizona was the last state in the union to ratify the Martin Luther King holiday, and it only happened after the federal government threatened to take funding from it. And that's crazy to me because whether you like Martin Luther King or not, that's a day off. Like for a 4-day weekend, black people celebrate Klan Day. You know how much you hate somebody when you don't even want time and a half? And it's pretty interesting that on the same day that some of the people were quoting Martin Luther King with a snide look on their face, talking about praising his non-violent approach, they were also maligning Colin Kaepernick's non-violent protests. So it's inconsistent that you would praise Martin Luther King for doing exactly what Colin Kaepernick was doing, with having an objection to the way people are treated and raising it in a non-violent fashion. And much like they assassinated Martin Luther King physically, they assassinated his chances at employment. Also, what was interesting on the day Martin Luther King was praising one of our greatest lights is that you had hordes of armed, masked white men walking around Richmond, Virginia, basically with automatic weapons. On a day we're praising a man who was nonviolent. Nothing is the antithesis of nonviolence more so than an automatic weapon. It's interesting that you can get hordes of masked white men walking around fully armed, but black people can't ride 4 deep with a taillight out and not get stopped. It's interesting. The NRA is supposed to be about people owning weapons and having access to them and championing their rights, but when Philando Castile was gunned down, they were silent. This is particularly telling, and it's the duality of America. At one point, we're praising a nonviolent man and showing our proclivity for violence at the same time. It is interesting. Martin Luther King had a dream on the very day some people were deciding to make people duck. That is the duality of America. We say one thing and are completely different. We say one thing and demonstrate another capacity. At the same time, we're praising a nonviolent man. We want access to lethality that we've never seen before. Those men all together had the capacity to kill lots of people. Martin Luther King was about nonviolence. Automatic weapons about killing as many people as fast as possible and as expeditiously as possible. But that is the duality of America. We say one thing and do another. We have this thing where we don't quite get who we are. It's like when you are growing up. Have you ever heard yourself on an audio recording and it doesn't sound like you? Because you hear yourself from the inside out. Everybody else hears you from the outside in. That's America. We say one thing and do another, and all with a straight face. That's a little note from the GED section. We got the Jazz Report coming up in 15 minutes. It's the D.L. Hughley Show.